Here at Software Solutions, we offer a variety of Excel courses. And one of our Excel courses, Excel 3B, looks at a topic called Power Query. And one of a different course, Excel 3C, looks at Power Pivot. And people often wonder, what's the difference between Power Query and Power Pivot, and how do they work together? Well, as a rule, whenever you want to transform data, mold it, clean it, shape it, use Power Query rather than Power Pivot. Power Query is for transforming data. So what we do is we load data into Excel, then we transform and shape and clean that data with Power Query, and then we load that data into Power Pivot's data model so that we can effectively report it. So I hope that makes sense. So let me just go back to Excel. So we bring data in using get data. We then use query to transform data. And then we use Power Pivot to actually report that data. And we use Power Pivot to make the data model. So that's often why Power Pivot is called a data model. Now I want to look at the data model side of things a little bit more closely. So I'm going to go to Power Pivot, I'm going to go to Manage. And so in this Galloping Gourmet file, which I might just quickly save, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tables. Now, we looked in an earlier video that there's a difference between data view and diagram view. Here's diagram view, here's data view. Now you can also switch between these two views using the wee buttons in the bottom right corner here. This is diagram view and this is data view. So you've got those buttons as well as these two buttons. I'd like to go to diagram view, and what I want to do is basically tidy this up. And so I'm going to first of all arrange these tables so I can see them all, because if I scroll to the right, just dragging the horizontal scroll bar, you can see they're all lined up in a row, which makes it very difficult to see on one screen. So what we've got is a button here, if I rest on it, called Fit to Screen. That's one way to get it all fitting on the one screen. So I'm going to click that. And so here they all are here. So now I can literally move them, and we've done that in an earlier video as well. So I'm just going to move them down. Oops. So that they are all sort of towards the left. And bring them over here, like that, and then fit to screen again. And it makes it easier for you to work with them. Fit to screen again. I can even zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we can move these. I'm going to put suppliers over here, lift it up and stretch it. And so what I'd like you to do is to move your tables and put them in the following order, and stretch them as well. So I'm just putting order details here. I'm putting, now I can't see products. So let me just, there it is down there. So bring up products. So if you can't see it, it'll be around somewhere. You've just got to scroll to it. And eventually what you may notice is your scroll bars disappear. And if your scroll bars have disappeared, it basically means that you can see everything and there's no need to scroll anymore. So they disappear, they're redundant. I'm going to move this over here, put that there. So I'm trying to make a logical representation about how these tables actually work together. And so this is important because you come into here and it gives you a pictorial representation of all the tables and how they work, and which is useful information. So I'm going to bring customers and put them over there. Financials I'll put over here. Employees I'll put over here. And I can clearly see what's in every table. And there's my diagram. Fit to screen. Pretty much as big as I'm going to get it. Okay. So arrange your tables and resize your tables and create the following layout. Then save your file, and now I'm going to actually create the relationships between the various tables. And the easiest way to create a relationship is to drag one field from one table and drop it on the matching field in another table. So for example, one supplier supplies many products. So I'm going to drag supplier ID from this table and literally drop it on supplier ID in this table. And there it is. One supplier supplies many products, and I've created a relationship between those. Now, I'm also going to create a relationship here. Order details can have many products. One order detail can have many products. One category could have many products, like a category like dairy could have many products in it, and I can resize that. And I'm also going to go to orders here, just move this down a little bit. One order can have many details, so order ID to order ID, move it a little bit so that the links look logical. One shipper to ship via, one shipper ships out many products. Then the customers, one customer will hopefully place many orders, and move that down a little bit so it makes sense. One employee, employee ID to employee ID, manages many orders. Financials doesn't have a relationship, so it just sits there on its own. And then product costs, what we've got here is one product name to product name. Yeah. And so one product can have many costs over the course of time. So we've created the relationships that now are to exist between these various tables and left them out where they don't apply. And so I'm going to save my changes. If I wanted to break a relationship, it's simply a matter of clicking on a line like this one here, for example, and pressing the delete key. And it says, do you want to permanently delete this relationship? So you delete it from the model and it's gone. But then you can just as easily go category ID to category ID and recreate that relationship. So you can break the relationships and create the relationships really easily. Now also, if you want to manage the relationships, then there is a button that we can use. And that button resides under the Design tab. In the Design tab, you can also create relationships, though I find just dragging from one to the other is just as effective. But you can also manage your relationships with this button. So the Manage Relationships basically says that there's a many-to-one relationship between order details and orders. There's a one-to-many relationship between products and order details, and so on and so forth. So you can actually check out the relationships in this list. You can delete a relationship using this button, and you can edit a relationship using this button. At the moment, supplier ID is linked to supplier ID, but if I wanted to, I could link that to that or that to that. That makes more sense, but you can select which field you want to link between these two tables. Again, I think dragging from one table to the other is the most effective way to create, and clicking on the line is the most effective way to delete, but you can also edit the relationship as well. So I'll close that. Once you're happy with your diagram view, then basically you want to return to your data view. So again, we could use the button down here that would switch us to data view. It looks like a grid. Or I could go to home here and switch back to data view. And I'll save my file and save my relationships. So Power Pivot is used to bring the data into the data model so you can effectively report the data, where Power Query is used to transform the data. And getting the data in is simply a matter of going to Data in the ribbon and choosing Get Data. I hope that makes sense.